Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible, but there's a lot of cards that ended up coming out. So I'm using my Journey of Love Union 2, I'm using the Starseed Oracle, I've got the Divine Time Oracle over there, and I've got the Deepest Desires over here. So there's kind of like a mix of stuff going on here. Oh, and I've got the Awakening Tarot. So yeah, this is probably going to not fit within 15 minutes, so this may end up on YouTube. All right, first card out was I will always forgive you unconditional. So I feel like somebody could be concerned, about you forgiving them. Like they could have messed up or they could have said something, done something, and you're like, maybe you're mad at them or you're frustrated with them. You could be a little resentful. But I feel like no matter what this person does, there's still this element of loving them unconditionally to the point where it's like, yeah, you messed up again or you hurt me again, but I still love you. I can't help it. It's just how I feel. You may even be like, I'm just so sick of loving you this way because it's just unhealthy sometimes, But I feel like no matter what, you do have this unconditional forgiveness for them, this love for them. It doesn't matter what they do. You're always going to love them because you will always be one with them. So it's like if you can't, just like when you messed up, you've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let things go on your own. And I feel like even in saying that, the person that you're dealing with may have a hard time doing that. When they mess up, they may really hold on to that stuff within themselves, and they have a hard time forgiving themselves, so they may take longer to allow for other people to forgive them. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, I keep looking up and seeing, I know we are meant to be, and I'm committed to our love commitment. So that could be how you feel too. You could just feel like, I know that we are always going to be one. I know that there's something there that I can't, let go of. This is unconditional. So yeah, even if you've messed up, even if they can't forgive themselves, I at least will forgive you because I love you. And then we have the truth is I love you secrets. So I feel like the person could hold this back from you, but you probably already know that they love you. They may have even told you that they've loved you, but they could still hold it back a lot. Like it could have come out at certain times, or it could come out, in the way that they act or the way that they express themselves. It's like you can tell, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their, actions, but they may not tell you straight up like, hey, I love you, but you probably know. And like I said, for some of you, they could have just flat out said it to you. They could have even said it and forgot saying it, but their secret. And I feel like because of that, you will always forgive them because you know that this is a divine connection. You know that this is something bigger than the two of you, and you're ready to be vulnerable with this person. You're ready to tell them everything. So I feel like you're just waiting on them to do the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to be here unconditionally for you. I know that we're always going to be one. I know that I love you. I know that you love me. I know what this connection is. You know what this connection is. But I'm ready to tell you everything. I'm ready to be vulnerable when you are. And then we have, you excite me in ways I never knew existed. So I feel like the both of you have probably had, moments or excitement or just things that haven't happened with other people, or a synchronicity that hasn't happened with other people. There's something about it that's like, this is crazy, this is weird. We also have please don't give up. So I feel like the person you're dealing with, like I was saying, they may have a hard time opening up. They may have a hard time telling you their little secrets, and being vulnerable with you. But at the same time, they're like, please don't give up on me. So it's like right when you're at that brink of being like, I'm moving on, I can't do this anymore, I'm too mad at you, you're just never gonna say anything, you're just never gonna do anything, it's like they're like, wait, please don't give up on me. And they may come back around, they may come, back into your life, and then they kind of mess up again and repeat the process. And I feel like they don't want you to give up on them because there is a divine thing here. There is something here that's uncontrollable. It says, I'm drawn to you uncontrollably. So even I feel like in saying that too is like when you do get frustrated with this person, when you do pull away from this person, they can't help but come towards you. And when you go towards them, they feel a little bit safer, they back up, and it's like you guys just have this ping pong reaction to each other where it's like, here I am, no I'm not, here I am, no I'm not. And then occasionally you guys get to be together and bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. So yeah, that's what it feels like. Anyways, up here we have, all right, where did jump in was the first one that came out. And this is the Andromedan energy, and it says adventure, say yes to change. So I feel like if this person's been, like they just haven't changed much over your connection, or they haven't opened up much, I feel like the universe is trying to get them to jump in. This is like the Andromedan energy of adventure. Like, they're the ones that can sometimes be, there's so many Andromedans, but there's an energy with them that's very like, let's go, let's explore, let's just dive in, let's have fun. And I feel like that's what your person needs. They need to know that they can do that with you, that they can like jump on their motorcycle and just go for an adventure, and that the two of you are going to have that uncontrollable, attraction that is shared there, that pleasure that's shared there, that excitement that's going to be there no matter what. That part of this is unconditional too. I feel like there's a part of them that's afraid that part isn't unconditional, that like eventually you're not going to be feeling that excitement for them, that or eventually you're gonna not forgive them, or that eventually you're gonna see the truth of something and then you're gonna abandon them. And so they could have been abandoned. They could have been abandoned in another lifetime. They could have been abandoned by their parents. They could have been abandoned by a partner. So they could be having that fear that's like magnified with you, because if you already have a fear of abandonment and then you meet somebody who excites you in these ways you've never seen before and has this unconditional love for you and you love them too, the worst thing that could happen is that person abandons you. So keep that in mind with this person. Try not to abandon them completely, because I feel like that may be one of their biggest fears, is that you just kind of go, all right, I'm out of here. And I do think they need to say yes to change. They need to just jump into this and feel the excitement. Then we have Earth pulsing, pulse of Mother Earth, slow down time in nature. So I feel like this is for the feminine, because I feel like that was for the masculine. Like jump in, get into that adventure, say yes to change. And feminine, you're ready. You're ready for that excitement. You're ready to jump in. You're ready for this change. You're ready to be vulnerable. But I feel like because this person is like a few steps behind on that level where they're afraid of it, or they're just like, don't want to have to go through pain or go through opening up and being vulnerable, you need to slow down, okay, and be in that mothering, nurturing energy, especially if they were abandoned by a mother. They may need you to help heal that inner child that was messed up. And this could all have happened in another lifetime. It could have been in a lifetime within the stars. I know a lot of the twin flames are starseeds, and you're here for a reason, and you're on a planet that is like, you've got to learn how to be here. So, one of those cards did come out that was basically learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So I feel like that's probably how you both feel too, is like you could have been abandoned here in a way, or you could have been from Lyra. And in Lyra, there was basically, there's nowhere to go back to right now. So, I mean, there is and there isn't. It depends on how you look at it, but their home was destroyed. They had to leave at a certain time. So you could be dealing with a Lyran starseed that has that fear of abandonment from another lifetime that they don't even know about, but that could really come up in this lifetime, and you may need to nurture them and let them know that, yeah, there may be, our homes can be destroyed, places can be destroyed, people can die, but it doesn't mean that I'll ever abandon you, because the spirit will always love you. I'll always be there unconditionally for you. So they may need to also learn, you both probably are also learning how to be here in this world. You're not of this world, but you're learning how to be here. And it's hard, because sometimes we get stuck in those ego ways that we get like molded into as a child. First 7 years, everything you hear, everything you're shown from your family members, from your teachers, from all of that stuff, it's like, it's a program. And then you got to spend the rest of your life either reprogramming or staying stuck in that one program. It's like, do you want to upgrade or do you want to stay stuck? Because if you stay stuck, you're never going to grow. You're never going to heal. You're never going to ascend. And you're going to come back and do this all again in this little earth school that we live in. Or do you want to start learning those hidden secrets, that lost wisdom, and look a little deeper into who you are and remember who you are, because you're not of this earth and you're not somebody that's just here to go along with the system. You're supposed to lift that veil and question everything, and anything unaligned must go. So the ego must go, the fears must go, the programming must go, and you need to know that you're not alone. You might feel isolated, you might feel like, you've been abandoned, that like you are homesick, wanting to go home, but basically you have a physical connection with another person here that is part of your star community, and you have a community that you can reach out and find. But if you're sitting around longing for home, homesick for those stars, and you're feeling abandoned and you're feeling down and you're feeling dark, and then you deny your divine connections, then you're denying your community, you're denying looking beyond that veil, you're denying learning more about who you truly are. And you're just going to stay, stuck in that energy for a little while. Look at that. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So the person that you're dealing with could have some coping mechanisms that are kind of not healthy for them. They could have addictions. They could have, just this feeling of hopelessness. They could do things that aren't healthy for themselves. Like when it comes to their emotions, they just suppress instead of like feeling them and expressing them. Especially like if they have that homesickness and they don't tell anybody about it, they don't ever communicate about it. I had somebody recently reach out to me that was like, why am I feeling this way? So they may need some deep cellular healing, which is these Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So I feel like this person, you can send this love to them. You can send that unconditional healing energy to this person and help them to heal this stuff from afar. You don't have to be there with them. And you need to not be mad at them when you're doing it. You need to not do it just for you. You don't want to heal them just so that they come be with you. You want to heal them so that they can actually heal. Even if they chose to go be with someone else, they still deserve to be happy. They still deserve to be good, and to feel at home within themselves, because that's where their true home is. A lot of starseeds are always seeking outside of themselves for home, and they never find it because home is within. And then we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So I feel like your person could be led to travel, or they could be working in a way that makes them travel, or they could be like called to a certain place. Like they could feel like a resonance with, the Great Pyramid. They could feel a resonance with, Stonehenge. There's different places all around the world. They may be feeling like an activation or something, like a pulse that's calling them to come there. And I feel like you both need to trust that. So if you've been being called, they've probably been called, and you can again travel without traveling there physically. You can do astral travel, you can do meditation. Like last night when we did the Daykeepers right connects with the energy of Machu Picchu and the Stonehenge and all of the sacred sites around the world. So you can call on them to you. You don't need to go to the places. You can bring the peace energy of that to yourself. Especially with what's going on in the world right now, it'd be good for more of us to be doing stuff like that, to try to remember that we're not alone here, and to remember that we have a purpose, that we're supposed to be bringing peace to these situations, we're supposed to be helping these situations, and we're supposed to remember our divinity, We also have soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So it feels like no matter what, there's a soul plan. You have a fate and a destiny here. And I feel like basically no matter what, you're going to end up where you're meant to be, one way or another. Basically, it's like the same thing to me. Fated and destined is kind of like, it's all one and the same, but we're also creators of our reality. So you can really mess with these things, but eventually you're destined to be somewhere. Things may be fated between the two of you, but you can manipulate things. You have your own free will. So if you decide to not go towards your fated, alignments with somebody, you go against your soul's plan, you're going to mess with your destiny. But I feel like eventually it will manifest. Eventually you'll either come back around and do it again, or you could be here for your fourth or fifth round around here doing this whole thing, because the two of you may forget to love unconditionally, or the two of you may forget to have your awakening, or the two of you may not feel that call inside of you and go to where you need to go and do what you need to do. And until you start embracing what your soul's calling you to do, you just push off your destiny, you push off your fate. And you can definitely do that to the point where you come back around and do it again and again. So it's happening. Keep holding the vision, a new earth. This is a purpose for a lot of us, is to be here to bring down the new earth, to bring down a higher frequency, to raise the vibrational energies, to know a new consciousness for divine feminine and divine masculine. So as one divine feminine heals, she awakens others. As one divine masculine heals, he awakens others. And as those two divine masculine and feminines come together into a union, they align that frequency even further. They allow even more of the divine feminines and divine masculines to rise up and to meet them there. And it's like we teach each other through it. There's tons of twin flame couples out there now who are teaching others in separation how to overcome separation, how they get into union and how they stay into union, how they deal with the triggers, how they deal with each other, and how they deal with the intensity of these types of connections, and how to communicate, and how to, be committed to that love, and how to, stay on the path and not get like derailed or not fall away from each other or forget about that unconditional love for this person or abandon this person. Because I know a lot of the feminines feel abandoned by their masculines all the time. And I feel like sometimes the masculine may abandon you because they have their own fear of abandonment. So they'd rather abandon you before you can abandon them. So then we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. With everything going on right now, you're going to want to be protecting yourself even more, because there's going to be, a lot of stuff like flinging around, and it's happening all over, like where I live, it's happening all over the place. Like we've got the corona crap, we've got freaking rioters, we've got, a lot of stuff going on up above us in the stars and in the planets that's actually like making sense as to why shit's happening the way it's happening down here. But nobody looks at that. Nobody really is like, oh yeah, well, Cancer and this planet are moving over here, so everybody's gonna riot. But it makes sense when you look at it. So I feel like there is some stuff happening that's, making sense as to why it's happening, but people may not be necessarily understanding why it's happening. I gotta get my charger. Ugh. We're at 5%. We're gonna die. There we go. All right. So basically, protect yourself, okay? Make sure that you're protecting yourself. Make sure you're protecting your counterpart, especially if they're not the type that's going to protect themselves. Make sure that they're not being called into a freaking power place that's like being bombed or something. You know what I mean? Put extra protections up right now. Have extra high vibration. Keep your thoughts extra positive. Try not to get sucked down. Like, I've had a headache and nausea for the past 3 days, and I finally was like, oh, it's probably because of everything that's going on in the world and everybody's all stressed out. Like, that's literally happens to me. I get physically sick when big things are going on, especially when it's going on like really close by. So I just saw stuff was going on in Boston where my family member's working, and then it starts making me think about other people and where they work, and it's just like, oh. So make sure that you are protecting yourself so you don't get sucked into that type of energy and then start feeling like shit and then not being able to serve, assist, or help. And we also have all paths lead to home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So even if, things aren't okay outside of us right now, even when the world's feeling like chaos, even when your relationship feels like it's never going to come together, even when you feel like, you're just going insane and you feel like shit and you're, wanting to give up, turn yourself within and know that all paths lead home, and that home is within you. You don't need to seek outside of yourself for home. You don't need to seek home within another person. You need to seek home within yourself. And when you find that home within yourself and you're truly comfortable and you're not like being crazy about, I need them to complete me, I need something to happen in order for me to feel good. When you're truly at one with yourself, that's when you'll be able to be at one with another person. So try to go within and listen to your intuition and your inner authority that speaks to you from your intuition, not from your fear, not from illusion, not from ego, but from your intuition. And then we have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So I feel like your person and you have some stuff that has happened in this lifetime and other lifetimes, and they're probably sorry and you're probably sorry. And I feel like it was perfect to have this be like the last one that came out from the Starseed Oracle here, because they say, this was the first one, I'll always forgive you. So I feel like no matter what's happened in this lifetime and other lifetimes, even if you were the one that bombed their freaking planet, it's like, I will always forgive you, because we are, one. We all are one. We are all of one consciousness that has split into multiple versions of consciousness, and we're all creating in our own little like part of the universe. And then there's the multiverse, and there's the collective consciousness, and it just expands and it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it gets bigger to this place where we can't even comprehend with our third dimensional like mind. But when we start to awaken, when we start to step out of that third dimensional like limitation, we start to realize that we're all one and part of one consciousness, and everything in the universe flows in this sacred geometric flowing. Everything inside of us is flowing in that same pattern. Every single thing that is here has this like loop to it, and it all connects. So try not to hold on to any resentment, try not to hold on to any fears, and just let go of whatever has happened between the two of you and learn about what's happened between the two of you so you can forgive it too. Like, there could be things in another lifetime that went down that you're still holding on to shit. You could have fears that have manifested in this lifetime that you think have nothing to do with them, but it could be everything to do with them. That's why I always say it's important to meditate on your past lives. It's important to meditate on, like your star-seeded energies. It's important to do inner child work, because when you're a child, you come directly from wherever you were before here. So a lot of what goes on as a child is like indications of what went on before you came here in another lifetime or on another planet or wherever the hell you were before you decided to incarnate back here on this planet. Could have even been a lifetime where the two of you died together, on this planet, and you came back just to do it again, just to help with the ascension, which a lot of people have signed up to do at this time. And there is tons and tons of documents and people who have been, hypnotized, gone through past life, like regression, and they all said the same thing, that like this is supposed to be the biggest time for an ascension, for people to awaken, and that was like the purpose of many people who came to the planet at this time. And it was so many people that it's like they don't know each other, they don't talk to each other, there's no way for them to all have that awareness or for them to be saying that information, but they all said it. So look into that type of stuff. That was from Dolores Cannon's work that she did. So then I had some divine timing cards came out, and the first one was, what are you waiting for? Open the door, opportunity. So I feel like there is an opportunity. There's always an opportunity. There's an opportunity to forgive. There's an opportunity to heal. There's an opportunity to remember. There's an opportunity to just be, who you're supposed to be and aligned with this energy of figuring things out, because I feel like a lot of people are confused right now. It says confusion, within a few days you'll know which way. This will be the year it'll all be clear. So I feel like this can be the year that it's all clear for you. You can clear this confusion. You can, figure out what is true and who is real. And you can manifest something sour or something sweet coming for you. It says something sweet or something sour is coming for you within the hour. Trick or treat. You can manifest that being good or bad by how you focus. If you're not clear on things, if you're sitting in confusion, if you're not taking the opportunities to heal and to ascend and to grow, you're going to manifest the sour. But if you go into things with clarity and you pay attention to your dreams and you're meditating and you're, trying to consciously forgive and love and do what you're supposed to be doing, you'll have clarity within your twin flame partnership, within your divine partnership, with your soulmates, whatever you want to call it. You'll get the synchronicity confirmations. You'll see the nonstop numbers. I see so many numbers a day. Right now it's 22 minutes and 55 seconds. I see so many of them a day that, like, if I were to take a screenshot of all the numbers that I see, or take pictures of all of the things that I see, like when I go out and when I drive and whatever, it would like eat up all of the memory of my phone. Like, a lot of times I have to restrain myself and be like, just let it go, because I see them nonstop. And those are indications, those are things for us to remember, to awaken, to pay attention. It's frequency and energy that's giving us a download for a reason. And it later comes out. Because all of the things that I just said is stuff that they have downloaded and given to me to say. I don't necessarily walk around talking about this stuff, but when I channel, it comes through. So pay attention to these things and align with these things, and align your thoughts with higher vibrations. Align yourself with a better foundation. This card up here came out earlier after I had done the last reading on Instagram that I did, and it was all about the foundation, and we had 444s coming out, and 2 of the 44 numbered cards came out, and then this one comes out and it says, Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. Now 4 is all about foundation. This is the most important thing right now, is laying a solid foundation for us to heal, for us to grow, for us to ascend, for us to know that we're aligning with our destiny. So the Wheel of Fortune came out here with the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. Now, I feel like what this is saying is that our destiny is available to us to manifest, or, however you want to label it. It's like the destiny, or what you're meant to have. But basically, our ego can block us. If we get super focused on, getting more recognition than just trying to be of service, then we're going to block our destiny and our manifesting of things that we're supposed to have. If we're juggling our values, if we're juggling people, if we're not, in alignment with our integrity and what we should be doing, and we're allowing the ego to guide us, then we're going to manifest the wrong destiny. We're going to take ourselves off the course of abundance and off of blessings and off of opportunities that are constantly available to us. But we get sucked into, I need a fancy car, or I need a fancy house, or I need a fancy partner, or I need somebody that has all this money, or I need somebody that, stupid shit that has nothing to do with love, that has nothing to do with intimacy, that has nothing to do with what you're meant to be having, So I feel like people need to make sure that they're not doing that. And that's part of the lessons that we're learning and forgiving is, not getting caught up in the ways of the ego, getting stuck on how people look, or getting stuck on, our own looks. When we can really truly embrace ourselves 100% for who we are, that's when we start to really align with our destiny and the manifesting of abundance and our confidence. And that's when we get this Ace of Pentacles, which is a valuable new beginning. But right now we have the Seven of Cups here. So I feel like people are getting sucked into illusions. They're allowing their ego to take them off course. You and your person are, I'm sure, mirror each other in these ways where it's like your wishes, your dreams, the things that you want to come true, they're all available to you. You can become this empress. You can nurture this person's inner child. You can love this person unconditionally. You can love yourself. You can manifest all the abundance in the world that will give you everything that you could ever want or need. But because we get focused on those things, we block ourselves from those things. When we stop putting so much emphasis on the ego pursuits and on, having all these distractions and illusions and options and, stupid stuff that's like lust and greed and envy, feeling jealous, feeling triggered, when we can really truly get rid of that stuff and find that inner peace, that's when you become the empress, and that's when you can nurture other people, and that's when you can be the divine feminine in her power, rising up to make her wishes come true for her destiny. But right now we're blocking our valuable new beginnings by self-sabotaging. And I feel like you could be dealing with a divine masculine who's also doing the same thing. He has the opportunity to have his wishes come true. He has the opportunity to sit beside this empress, and the empress has the opportunity to sit beside this emperor. But people need to stop self-sabotaging. And so we've got 7 and 7 here. So I feel like people are allowing these illusions, this self-sabotage, the deeds of the past people who have lied, stole, cheated, manipulated, the things that have happened in the past between the two of you, to block this new beginning from manifesting the destiny that's meant to happen, to make your wish come true, to rise up into that place of having all those wishes unfold in the way that you're meant to, and aligning with your star-seeded energies and your star-seeded souls as you're meant to activate the earth and to bring in that new earth, and to remember that you're not alone, and to remember that this person and you are always one, and to become vulnerable and nostalgic and heal and just ascend, and to jump into this, world that we're in, and learn how to be here and how to question these things and how to get rid of the things that don't align, and how to say sorry, and be truthfully sorry for things that we've done without letting it be a problem to our ego. So it feels like there's a lot of stuff going on, like outside of us, which usually happens whenever there's something going on the earth where there's a lot of like shit going on, a lot of chaos. There's usually a lot going on spiritually, and a lot more people are going to wake up, a lot more people are going to have their empathy turned on, a lot more people are going to be like starting to question the things. A lot of the systems that have been built up are starting to break down. So those control systems that have been manifesting since hundreds of years ago, they're starting to crumble. Things aren't working the way that they used to. People are starting to step into their independent energy. People are in their pre-empress energy. People are in their pre-emperor energy. But we need to go from pre-emperor, pre-empress. We need to go from juggling our value and worth and other people's value and worth into a place of aligning truthfully with our power completely, aligning and uniting within ourselves so that you can unite with each other in the right vibrations. And then I did pull a couple from the Deeper Desires, and the first one out actually came out twice because I wasn't really shuffling. I picked the deck up, there it was, and then I shuffled, and then it popped out. So it says, your whispers run up my neck and ears. Yours is the voice that I can feel. So whoever you're connected to, your voice, they feel it. It's not just about hearing it, they can actually feel it. So I feel like when you talk, they can like they can empathetically feel it on another place in the world, even if they were far away, you know, on the ley line somewhere. It's almost like you guys are always aligned on some sort of frequency, on some sort of energy line, like a like there's an energetic line, or like your cords that connect. They can feel you when you like communicate to them telepathically, and then when you know, talk to them in the physical, or when they hear your voice in the physical, they can feel it in their body. So that may be an indication that, okay, like this is that person, there's something special about this person, this is my divine partnership, you know. So I feel like that came out for a reason, to give you guys confirmation. And then we had the dreams, the visions, the thoughts in my bed, everything about you gets stuck in my head. So I feel like, again, you know, this person, whatever experiences you've had, it gets stuck in there for a reason. There's something about you that just kind of plays over and over, or there's something about you that just lingers. You know, it's like the times that they spent together with you in their rooms, in their beds, in their homes, in their cars, in the wherever you've been together. It sticks with them for a reason, because they're meant to feel it, they're meant to know it, they're meant to remember it. And then we had making love to you. It's unlike any other. You're the only one I want to be my sexy lover. So if you've been feeling like worried about this person and having all these other options, or lying to you, or cheating on you, or stealing, or manipulating, or doing anything and juggling, I feel like even if they have all these other options and, you know, dating and seeing other people, at their core, they want you. They want you to be the only one that they're with, but they could have some ego issues that need to get healed. You know, they could be getting distracted by illusions. They could be getting distracted by things like money. And that's why it's important for people to rise into this place of their power, to be knowing their value and worth. Because when you know your value and worth, all of the abundance comes to you. You don't have to seek it out anymore. It just shows up. And when they know their true value and worth, they don't need to seek it outside, because it just shows up. It's like the universe just starts blessing you and giving you tons of opportunities, tons of money, tons of, like, you know, ideas, inspiration, and everything just aligns in such a good way. So always make sure you're staying strong in this energy. Take that leap of faith into being single, sexy, confident, independent, pre-empress, because that's what attracts a true, you know, emperor to show up in your world. And if they're your mirror, they're going to rise up to meet you there. And that's when you'll become the empress and the emperor together in your destiny. And then we had the curve of your ass pressed against me so well. I know you're an angel, but you put me through hell. So they know that this is like a divine thing. They know that there's something high vibrational about this, but I feel like sometimes it puts them through hell. Like those dreams, those visions, that feeling of wanting to be with you, but at the same time running from you, you know, feeling like you might just abandon them, but at the same time they abandon you. It's like, it's a confusing long road. But there's also this energy here of, I will be back, please know that I will. You're my only desire, you just fit the bill. So just know that they will be back, even when they are gone, or when they're running, or when they're off with someone else. It's like there's something there that no matter what, they're always going to return to you. Even if they go off and get married to someone else, people, they always return. If it's a true twin flame, I've seen people be separated for 50 years and then come back together and get married and stay together. I've seen people fight to be, you know, together from different parts of the world, and they finally get to be together, and everything's fine and dandy. I've seen people separated with horrible situations, and they both forgive each other and come back to each other. So when it's truly meant to be, it is going to be. And then the last one here says, I know it's been hard, I know it's been long, you're limiting yourself by saying it's wrong. And I just got that at 3333. So 3333 is about transformation. I feel like things are transforming. I feel like things have been hard. Things haven't been easy. But like I was just saying, no matter what, this person will come back. This person, you know, will be there. You will always be one with them. The truth is that they do love you. They want to tell you these things. But you need to make sure that you forgive them entirely so that they can. Because you could be holding on to this self-sabotage, you know, past deeds, illusions, and limitations and all of that, and just blocking everything. And when you truly sit in this energy, you aren't blocking. You aren't holding on to resentment. You aren't holding on to wounds. You're just being the best version of you that you can be. And you're freeing yourself from this energy of being left out in the cold, feeling stuck, feeling alone, feeling, you know, separated from the person that you want to be with. And then when you do that, she's very similar to this energy. you become magnetic and they can't stay away. They're going to want to come towards you for that pleasure, for that magnetism, for that energy that they can't deny, that they're drawn to you uncontrollably. But you've got to be in the right vibration for them to be drawn to you uncontrollably. You've got to be in the divine energy, you know, and truly forgive them and not give up on them, because I feel like people go back and forth pretty quickly. You know, they, like, 1 minute they're mad at this person, and then the next minute they're like, I know it's my twin flame and I love them unconditionally, but the next minute you're mad at them for something, so you're not loving them unconditionally. And I'm not saying to let people treat you badly, because that's a fine line too, but truly forgiving somebody, truly loving somebody unconditionally, you know, means that you love them no matter what. Even if they're with somebody else, even if they never return to you, even if, you know, they lied to you, they did whatever, it means that you love them unconditionally. It doesn't mean that you let them continue to do those things, but it means that you love them for who they are in that moment, always. So hopefully that assisted you guys. Hopefully it made some sense. And thank you very much. In Mune. Namaste.